Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the Lakers, and in the backcourts, Nash and Kobe. And holding down the middle out of Central Michigan University, the skilled and ambidextrous 7-footer, Chris Kaman. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Gasol at the power forward. And for the Warriors, Steph Curry's out there with Iguodala. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer Andrew Bogut. Then there's Harrison Barnes, and it's Lee in at the 4 shot. And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. Here's Kobe. That's good.
Yeah, when you play against him, Kevin, the first thing you want to address is making it harder on him to go to work down low. If you let him get position inside, it's going to be a long night for you.
And Steve, he's a player that's extremely hard to cool off. I mean, he picks up right where he left off after every break in the action, it seems. Timeout, halftime, it doesn't matter. When he's hot, he stays hot.
5 to shoot. Here's Iguodala. It's good from long range. Iguodala's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here are the Lakers. It's a 3-point game. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Mike Brown. And what'd you find out, Doris?
One player he mentioned he'd be eyeing is Harrison Barnes, saying, I know he's showing he can be a more versatile scorer than he was at North Carolina. With his strength, he can really hold his line to the rim. Still, we've got to play up on him and test his decision-making off the dribble. And Kevin, for a guy who wasn't asked to handle the ball a whole lot in college, that's probably a good call.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Barnes, following the miss by Steve Nash. Kaman with the defensive effort.
You know, like a lot of teams that struggle in the NBA, Kevin, the Warriors just could not close out games in the fourth quarter. And that's a fairly common theme among teams that aren't near the top of the standings. There's so much talent in the NBA, but the best teams really clamp down in the last 5 minutes, and they know how to win.
Now, here's Nash. Came in a screen on Curry. Nash gets to Kobe. Right block shot. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. That's on Andrew Bogut. Well, back to the Warriors. A lot of games ended with tough losses at the end of the fourth, but you could have expected that from such a young team.
Well, a team with a lot of rookies, Kevin, playing heavy minutes, and a first-year head coach in Mark Jackson as well. Not surprising that they played close games and came up short in a number of them.
Second free throw, no good.
Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. You know, big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
The Warriors trail. Outside Curry. Left side Curry. Iguodala outside. Iguodala left side. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a huge play.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
Yeah, a breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
Spates checked in for the Lakers. Klay Thompson comes in for Barnes. The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the game.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Now, here's Curry. On the wing, Iguodala. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Iguodala's got 7 points in the game. Lakers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And Kobe, here we go. Over Thompson. Kobe's shot is off.
You know, another great season for Kobe Bryant last year. And he actually traveled to Germany in the offseason for a special treatment to his knee and his ankle that he said made a huge difference in his ability to play without pain.
Steve, you mentioned that special treatment overseas that Kobe went through. Some friends said that He had been contemplating retirement prior to the treatment. He felt so good, he said, I might play another 2, 3, 4 years.
Well, he's on record as saying he doesn't want to keep playing if he can't dominate and be dominant. So the injuries held him back more than he's let on, but the treatments have actually made him feel better.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Spates. Green comes in for Lee. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Steph Curry. And here's Nash outside, gets it to go. Nash has got 5 points so far.
Well, at any time of the game, Kevin, he's a player they can depend on. Always has his head on straight, understands clock and score. Really got a good head for the game.
And you can't talk about him without mentioning his great passing ability. Not just the right pass, not just perfect placement, but excellent timing to spring his guys for the best possible look.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Yeah, that's the right move. Get a good possession here, play defense, and get one more opportunity to score.
A leaner. That one goes. Count. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Douglas against Nash. Iguodala outside. It's stolen by Johnson. Johnson right side. Kicks it to Nash. Nash gets a screen from Hill. Lets the 3 fly. No good on the buzzer beater. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Lakers ahead, leading by just 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Well, the big gamble that Golden State took last year was when they sent Monte Ellis to Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut. Bogut is the long-coveted center that Golden State has wanted to build around for years. So they have one. The question now is, will he be healthy? He hasn't been able to stay on the court for much of his NBA career, but he is an excellent player when he's on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Bogut comes in for Ezeli, and Lee's subbed in for Maurice Spates. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Jordan Farmer. Barnes can't get it to go. Injury is the big question for Bogut. He has the potential, Clark, to be a big defensive anchor. The Warriors certainly feel they can hang their hat on if he can stay healthy.
And that's why I think they took the chance, took the gamble, because they know if Bogut can be healthy, he can help shore up the defense, and that's been a problem for the Warriors for a long time.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, fellas, a lot of excitement in the Bay Area about the direction of the Golden State Warriors. New ownership, a talented roster, and a new waterfront arena on the horizon. But as far as attracting big-name free agents, there's still work to be done. Point guard Steph Curry said, quote, "We're playing an exciting brand of basketball. We're unselfish, and we have high-character guys on this team. Hopefully, we can start enticing some guys to come play here, but it's a process of convincing the league that this is a winning organization. The reputation we've had in the past is dead. Guys, we'll see."
They certainly seem to be headed in the right direction with a good core attack. And so it's the Lakers with it.
Well, you look at Steph Curry, lightly recruited out of high school and ended up playing collegiately at Davidson. And, of course, who could forget their amazing run in Curry's sophomore season? Davidson made it all the way to the Elite Eight, losing to the eventual national champion Kansas Jayhawks.
Now, here's Curry. Back to Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
I'm sure they'd like to get more shots like that one.
So timeout call here, the first for Los Angeles.
And you know, Steph Curry, to his credit, has spent part of his off seasons back on campus at Davidson, finishing his degree in sociology. He stayed close to that team as well, and certainly there's still a bond between Steph Curry and the Davidson community. He had a special few years there as a student athlete, and that's a bond that I think will continue throughout his life. A great move to the hoop, capped off with the finger roll. He's an outstanding finisher and close.
Barnes sets a screen for Curry. Thompson just came in with the rebound.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
And Kobe, here we go. Lets it fly. The short one's on the money. Kobe's got 11 points.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Barnes passes to O'Neal. In for the dunk.
An open lane right there. Pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
Here's Kobe. He's got 11.
Over the last 10 years, the Pacific Division has been through its ups and downs, but the Lakers were able to once again win it by simply being too much for their fellow Pacific teams.
Now here's Kobe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gets it to go. Kobe's got 8 here in the quarter.
You know, he's given them a nice scoring option through most of this game.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. And going back to the Pacific Division, the Clippers improved, but the Lakers still showed who the champs of the division were with another title, Steve.
Yeah, they finished with a 9-5 mark in the Pacific Division. Only Phoenix matched that record. But, you know, some teams in the Pacific are starting to improve, particularly the Clippers. But the Lakers seem to be the team to beat going forward, but that's not going to last forever.
You know, who says the big guy doesn't like to attack the basket? I mean, could have fooled me on that one.
Yeah, nice change of pace for him to power one home.
Yeah, it's not usually his role, but he takes advantage of the situation there.
Fires at the elbow. Curry, good.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Now here's Nash. He has 5. A fader. Shot is no good. Curry with the defensive effort. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here at Doris Burke. Doris?
One thing we know about the Warriors point guard Stephen Curry, he's just a tremendous shooter and on pace to be one of the greats. Teammate Klay Thompson said, I really marvel the way Steph can shoot the ball. He's really consistent with his jumper. Shooting's my specialty, but I got to get up to his level. Kevin, that'll take some work.
And Klay also off to a great start in his career shooting the ball. Some terrific shooting ability in that backcourt. Spates. Chris Kaman pulls it in. Kaman's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Takes it up. And Kobe the bucket with the assist by Kaman. Now it's a 4-point Laker lead.
Offensively just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
Spates with a screen on Nash. Here's Thompson. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And they keep going right back to the paint. And who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area. So I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
Here's Kobe. He just barely beat the buzzer.
Unflappable. Wasn't rattled at all. I mean, he's the kind of guy you want taking those shots.
Yep, I agree with that. Pressure mounting, the crowd counting it down, and bang, he drains it.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Man, it's been a great game out in Oakland. Thanks for joining us. A strong first half for the Lakers. One look at their field goal percentage says it all. They're scoring at will. An unbelievable half from Kobe Bryant. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. And no quick Warriors. They came to win. And give them credit defensively. They're boxing out, controlling their defensive backboards. Stephen Curry's been productive. He has 6 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. Now let's get back over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of our crew as the second half gets underway.
And as we return, a lovely view of downtown San Francisco, panning over the Embarcadero and the Bay Bridge.
Kobe having just a fantastic game. He's got 17 points and a couple of assists. He's got more than half his team's points. Unreal.
It's like they don't even need a second or third option. I mean, he's all they need right now.
Now here's Iguodala. Some solid defense from Kobe.
Well, for Chris Kaman, last season was a transition year for him. Traded from the Clippers to New Orleans, and then he was put on the trade block by the Hornets. I'm sure he's glad to leave that uncertainty behind with a more settled situation here.
Bryant powered down the dunk. So it's the Warriors now. They trail by 6. Curry kicks to Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got 9. And for Keenan, unrestricted free agent coming into this season.
And that can be an exciting time or a pressure-packed time for a player, depending on how he handles that. The chance to go to a team that really wants and needs your talent, identifies you as somebody that could fit in with their group. It shows you just how valued and respected you are around the league when it works out ideally.
Warriors trail by 4. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Here's Barnes. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Curry dishes to Bogut. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Timeout called the Lakers.
You know, there have been rumblings, guys, that the Warriors are looking at a return to San Francisco and maybe building a new stadium across the bay. But we'll see how that goes. That's a very difficult thing to do these days, to secure the finances necessary and the permits through the city. So we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, we know the Warriors will remain extremely popular in the Bay Area.
And I know they've been looking for a place to play in San Francisco. They had a chance to go play over where the Giants are. And they chose Clark their own spot down on Pier 3032. So in 2017, they will be in San Francisco.
That's right. Coming to the Bay, it's hard enough to find parking in San Francisco, much less a spot to put a stadium in.
Lee outside. Barnes on the wing. Iguodala off the mark there with the three-point shot. Lakers leading by 4. Back to Gasol. Nash outside. Nash gets a screen from Gasol. Nash drives in. Here's Kaman. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And that's now 6 points for Chris Kaman.
Well, you look at Mark Jackson, I think he's got a ton of potential as a head coach. He was a great point guard in this league, one of the all-time leading assist makers in NBA history, and a really good person. He has a wonderful feel for people, a good communicator. He's got a chance to be really good.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold, can't find the basket.
Run outside. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Kobe with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Here's Gasol. Warriors with the rebound. Barnes has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Steve, you talked about Mark Jackson's potential as a coach. New to the profession, but a long-time playing career as a point guard. He was a leader, certainly, and recognizes that. And, how do you think he'll be, as he continues on? Think he'll be successful?
I do, Kevin. He communicates well. We talked about the fact that he was a broadcaster. Obviously speaks well and is funny, and I think that's important as a coach. He's also very demanding. He knows what he wants. Biggest thing is he has to get players. And when he came in last year, Golden State was very thin. They didn't have much talent, but they're starting to build that talent base, and I think Mark will grow with this team.
Warriors trail by 4. That's good. 8 points for Steph Curry.
He got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Nash the pass to Kobe. There's 47 seconds left in the 3rd.
The one-handed flush, very nice.
Yeah, nice strong finish there.
Just punched it home.
Lee sets a screen for Curry. Wants to get it to Iguodala and does. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Come on now, did they really just pull that off?
That was an outstanding play.
Yeah, guys, there are alley-oops, and then there are alley-oops.
And the shot is good. 24 points for Kobe Bryant.
Well, it took him a long time to get that three-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
Nash against Curry. Back to Lee. Iguodala outside. Clock at 6. Over Bryant. They get it again. Outside for Curry. Pass to Barnes. Goes back up. That's good. Barnes has got his second bucket of the game to go.
I like the way they got the ball inside there.
Kobe with it. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Lakers on top. They're up by 3. Don't go in. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Now, let's check in with Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
Yes, guys, Kobe Bryant has had an uncontainable game tonight. There is no question that he has been the player who has come up with all the big plays for his team so far. Can he keep it going?
All right, Doris, I guess no one should be surprised.
This is what being a superstar is all about. Raising your level and rising to the occasion.
Yeah, we've seen him do it so many times in the past, and he's done it again here today.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Back to Curry. The feed now to Spates. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Kobe with the steal. There's the dish to Blake. He dishes it to Kobe. Curry meets him. Fade away. No good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Leads him in there. Spates kicks to Azili. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Azili's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Warriors. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Kobe goes in, and that one's good. Kobe's got 9 points now in just the second half.
That shooting percentage is off the charts, guys. He's really hitting his shots today.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
You know, guys, every year they take a survey of NBA GMs, and one of the questions last year was, who's the toughest player in the league? Kobe Bryant got the most votes, and it wasn't even close.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Mark Jackson had some words for his team over that break. He told his players, guys, we're letting opportunities slip away in transition. Let's push it up the floor, look to score some points in early offense. Kevin, can they pick up the tempo?
Excellent use of the screen that time. Kobe's got 28 points for the game. Going back to Kobe Bryant and his toughness, he plays through injuries that other players, it seems like, Clark succumbed to.
Yeah, broken fingers, and he had a torn ligament in his wrist last season on his shooting hand, no less, and found a way to play through it. He's got a strong will to play.
Barnes, who's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Chris Kamen's checked in for the Lakers. Nash hits to Young. Kamen, a screen on Barnes. Young dishes to Kobe. Oh, and the jam by Kobe Bryant.
Pretty significant laps there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups, defensively, you're in huge trouble.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. Back to Bogut. Kamen's there. Open look. Here's Lee. Out to Thompson. Knocked loose. Kobe with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Fades. The Warriors pull it in.
You know, as tight as this game is, you have to like their chances the way they've been rebounding.
They have a pretty good margin in that department, so they've got to continue to hit the boards hard, and it'll pay off for them in the end.
And that one's good.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Golden State. Iguodala against Kobe. Sinks that one from a post. Kobe's got 8 points in the quarter.
He's been so valuable for this team in plays like that one.
Iguodala's drive. Rebound Hill.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Kobe with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Up with it, and again, Kobe Bryant. Now it's a 7-point Laker lead.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of the last 10 coming inside.
The Lakers have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at the end of the fourth. It's Nash with the drive. Curry with the steal. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Passes to Barnes. Outside Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Iguodala off the pick from Bogut. Iguodala the pass to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Bogut with a screen on Kobe. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. It falls! What a beautiful shot to burn to within 3. Oh, Nelly.
Listen to that.
Thanks, shot listening. A roar from this gigantic crowd.
That was huge, guys. Absolutely huge.
The shot is off. The Warriors go the other way with it. Curry kicks to Iguodala. It's stolen by Hill. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Here's Kobe. Yes!
Went for the two-hand throw down there. Needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're down by 5. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pau Gasol's checked in for Jordan Hill. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Bogut dishes to Curry. And it's sent back by Kaman. Oh, and here comes Nash all alone. Gets it to go. And it's a 7-point Laker lead.
And this one's pretty much wrapped up.
And they know it. I mean, took care of business. Chalk it up as a W, Steve.
Nails it. And so they foul intentionally. Now, here is Young, and so they choose to intentionally foul. That's the first, that increases their lead to 6. And the Warriors making a change here. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Here's Curry. Nash with the block. But they'll get another chance. And so the Lakers take the win.